Something big is happening in the silver market right now, and most people are completely missing it. Just a short time ago, silver was on an insane rally, shocking investors and even touching levels that made headlines everywhere. But suddenly, the market flipped. Prices dropped fast. Panic started spreading. And now the big question everyone is asking is this the end of silver's bull run? Or is this the biggest opportunity of 2026? Right now, silver is trading roughly between $79 and $84 per ounce, moving wildly within this range almost every day. That kind of volatility tells us one thing very clearly. The market is confused. Buyers and sellers are fighting hard, and no one is fully in control yet. Just weeks ago, silver was riding high, fueled by massive bullish sentiment, global uncertainty, and strong investor demand. But in March 2026, everything changed when silver dropped nearly 20 to 26% in a very short time. And when a market falls that fast after a huge rally, it always raises a serious question. Was this a healthy correction or the beginning of something bigger? To understand what's really going on, we need to break it down in simple terms. Markets don't just go up forever. After a strong rally, especially one as aggressive as silver had, large investors start taking profits. Think about it like this. If someone bought silver at much lower prices and suddenly sees huge gains, what are they going to do? They sell. And when big money sells, prices fall quickly. This is exactly what we've been seeing. But profit-taking is only one part of the story. Another major factor putting pressure on silver right now is the strength of the US dollar. When the dollar becomes stronger, metals like silver and gold usually struggle. Why? Because silver is priced in dollars. So when the dollar rises, silver becomes more expensive for international buyers, which reduces demand. And right now, the dollar has been showing strength, creating a strong headwind for silver prices. Then comes one of the most important drivers of all, the Federal Reserve. The Fed's decisions on interest rates are directly impacting silver. Higher interest rates are generally bad for silver because silver doesn't pay any interest. Investors prefer assets that give returns, like bonds or savings instruments. So when rates stay high, money flows out of metals and into interest-paying assets. And at the moment, the Fed is not in a hurry to cut rates aggressively. That's making investors cautious, and that caution is reflecting in the price. Now add another layer to this situation, global geopolitical tension. Whenever there is uncertainty in the world like conflicts or war risks, investors usually rush towards safe haven assets like gold and silver. And yes, this has supported silver at times recently. But here's the twist. The impact has been inconsistent. One day fear pushes prices up. The next day, strong dollar and rate concerns push prices down. That's why we are seeing such unpredictable movement. So right now, silver is basically stuck between two powerful forces. On one side, you have fear, uncertainty, and long-term bullish demand. On the other side, you have high interest rates, a strong dollar, and profit-taking pressure. And when these forces collide, the result is exactly what we are seeing, a highly volatile, range-bound market. If we look at the technical side in a simple way, silver is currently holding near an important support level around $78. This level is acting like a floor for now. Every time price drops near this zone, buyers step in. But at the same time, there is strong resistance near $85. Whenever silver tries to move up, sellers push it back down. This creates a tight range, and markets don't stay in ranges forever. Sooner or later, a breakout or breakdown happens. Now the big question, what happens next? Let's talk about the bullish scenario first. For silver to start rising again and possibly move toward $90 or even $100, a few things need to happen. The US dollar would need to weaken. The Federal Reserve would need to signal rate cuts or a softer stance. And global uncertainty would need to increase, pushing investors back into safe haven assets. If these conditions align, silver could break above the 85 resistance level. And once that happens, momentum could accelerate very quickly because a lot of traders are waiting for that breakout signal. On the other hand, we cannot ignore the bearish scenario. If the dollar continues to stay strong, and if the Fed keeps interest rates high for longer, silver could face more pressure. In that case, if the 78 support level breaks, the next major zone to watch would be around $70 to $68. And yes, some analysts are still warning that this kind of drop is still possible. That's why this phase is so critical. What makes this situation even more interesting is that both scenarios are realistic. That's what makes the market so powerful right now. It's not clearly bullish or bearish. It's waiting for a trigger, waiting for a catalyst. And when that trigger comes, the move could be massive. This is exactly the kind of environment where smart investors stay alert instead of emotional. Because emotional investors panic during drops and chase during rallies. But experienced investors understand that corrections are a normal part of any strong trend. In fact, many of the biggest opportunities come during these uncertain phases. So if you're watching silver right now, you shouldn't just focus on the price. You should focus on the story behind the price. Ask yourself, is the drop driven by fundamentals getting weaker, or is it just temporary pressure? Is the long-term demand still there? Are global conditions still supportive? Because here's the reality. Silver is not just a precious metal. It also has strong industrial demand. It is used in solar panels, electronics, and many modern technologies. That means its long-term outlook is influenced not just by financial markets, but also by global economic activity and technological growth. And that's one reason why many investors still believe silver has a strong future, despite short-term volatility. At the same time, we have to respect the risks. Markets can stay irrational longer than expected. Prices can fall further even when the long-term outlook looks strong. That's why timing and patience matter so much. Right now, the silver market is sending a very clear message. Something big is coming. The current sideways movement is like calm before a storm. A breakout above 85 could trigger a strong bullish wave. A breakdown below 78 could open the door for deeper correction. Either way, the next move is likely to be sharp. So the real question is not just where silver is today, but where it's heading next. And the answer depends on a combination of factors: the dollar, the Fed, global tensions, and investor sentiment. If you're an investor, this is the time to stay informed, not emotional. If you're a trader, this is the time to watch key levels closely. And if you're just someone trying to understand the market, this is one of the most exciting moments to learn because everything is happening in real time. Silver has already proven that it can move fast both up and down. And right now, it's at a turning point. The recent crash after a massive rally is not just a random event, it's a signal that the market is resetting, repositioning, and preparing for its next big move. So keep your eyes on the key levels. Watch the news, follow the Fed, and most importantly, stay ready. Because the next move in silver might not just be big, it could be explosive.